Yeah, I love it. It looks great.
Hopefully next week I will have my leap motion capture so my hands will work.
Ooh. Yeah, I wish I could show it on my end too, but don't have time to set that up at the moment. All right. So, welcome back, everyone. It is now episode 3 of Curse of the Vistani. When last we left off, you guys had just finished an encounter against mimics in the basement here. And when you came back up, the magic shop had changed. It was no longer this pristine, everything in its right place shop. It was now dingy, run down, cobwebs everywhere, boxes strewn about, and Lilia had seen the two shop owners jumping down a trap door, which is right there.
Get it here.
And so you guys came up after fighting the mimics, and you were very paranoid about whether or not this trapdoor was actually a trapdoor, and rightfully so, as you had Callan's ghost servant check it out, and sure enough, it was a mimic. And so you guys all stood back and launched your attacks at it from a distance and killed it on the spot. Then you hopped down into the tunnel below to see this lovely sight of 7 full-grown mimics, realizing then that the mimics you had fought were babies, and that these were all full-grown adults. And so you promptly noped out and went back up into the shop. And that is where we left off. So,
we also barricaded the trap door.
Yes, you did barricade the trap door and put like all the boxes you could on it.
Yep. Because that is a no pull.
Yep.
We didn't want anybody else wandering around and stumbling into the no pole.
And yes, Moro is sitting on Callan.
Yep.
All right. So, you just came out of the hole. What do you say to everyone else? Oh, no, I guess you did already say things to everyone else and you barricaded. So, What do you guys do now? You guys are pretty spent after that battle.
I kind of would like to go back to May.
Mm-hmm.
And
I was going to say back to the guild hall.
And
we may want to let them know to not accept any more requests from the magic shop, just knowing what we know now.
Melody likes no pole. I will.
That is what it was.
I will remind you guys that Banani's character Lilia joined you in order to go help the satyr that was with the
right. We need to go
treant.
Cure his fever or whatever it is. Yes.
Should we be taking this paper back to May as well?
You could.
It's evidence. I don't see why not.
Okay, so we'll take the paper as well, the to-do list, back to May.
And I'll put that up on screen again for everyone to see. There. So this was the to-do list that they found on the floor upon inspection of the shop, as well as 2 health potions. All right. So, where to?
Can't use my Twitch chat at the moment.
I'm guessing to go heal the satyr.
Yes.
Okay. All right. So, you leave the shop, and it is raining outside. Totally not because it's raining here in real life, and it's quite loud.
Not just ambiance anymore.
Yep. And so you head out of town and back over to the forest area. And it takes you guys about 30-ish minutes to get back there.
Need to add me to the map.
Yep, I do. You are correct. Let's do that. Let's get your color on there.
And Luna, please.
And controlled by Banane. And you want Luna, your panther. I need to get one set up so I can just get that easy.
Attuned to the gift that I got from the treant, I have to essentially focus on the object for the duration of a short rest, correct?
Yes. Basically, if you go to sleep, you'll be attuned to it in the morning.
I want to say it's usually about
Yeah, it's an hour.
an hour,
Yeah,
but yeah, we just haven't had an opportunity yet.
right.
Mm-hmm.
Could you do that during a long rest as well?
Yeah, you can do
yeah.
it during either.
You
It's
can
just
do it
at minimum
during
it
a
takes
short
an
or
hour.
long rest.
Okay.
All right. So you come back to the opening. There's still a few of the flowers strewn about that you didn't pick. And you walk up to the satyr. Who's approaching him?
See, knowing what we know about apparently this disease that he has being contagious.
But you did cure. You did cure it.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's
Nihon
currently
cured, but he's still not well.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So the disease is out of him. You know that
Okay,
for sure.
so he's no longer contagious.
Right.
Awesome. So, I mean, I would probably walk up or bound up, as the case may be.
All right. So he sees you coming, and he says, "Back! Stay back! You can't hurt him! Stay away!"
Hi, it's us again.
Who?
We literally helped you earlier.
I've never
since
seen you
began
before!
attacking.
Stay away!
Oh dear.
Calm down, Taldir. You know these people. What? I do? Yes. They saved me before. Don't you remember? No? When did this happen? Not that long ago.
Today?
Today? All that happened today was I fought off some ogre and his buddies.
Yeah, and we were here.
I don't remember that.
Did your memory did you hit your head after we fixed your illness?
I don't think so.
Are you sure?
But you're sure we can trust them? Yes. They are fine. Oh, okay. If you say so. But you better watch it.
I'm gonna glance back over my shoulder at Lilia and be like, we might if you don't mind, if you could look him over for some kind of a memory loss as well, that'd be great. Make sure he didn't bump his head.
Would I know actually how to do that?
You have basic medical knowledge, so yeah, you would be able to check for like a bump or something on his head.
Yeah, you're mainly just looking for a bump on his head.
So I guess I would walk over to him and would you mind
he-
if I take a quick look at you?
He seems hesitant, but he's letting you. But he's like not taking his eyes off of you.
Okay, so what should I be rolling for that?
Medicine.
Medicine?
Mm-hmm. Alright. Looking him over, he doesn't appear to have any kind of bump or anything like that could have caused this. Who is the deep
Okay,
voice?
well-
The deep voice is the treant. It's this big tree that's behind the guy in yellow.
Yeah. Well, I'm not seeing any bump on the head or anything.
Pika! Thank you for the $50 dono! Wow!
Ooh!
Thank you so much. That was very unexpected.
So other than apparently not remembering my friends, how are you feeling today, Mr. Sater?
Well, better than usual, weirdly enough, but still not great. And you can tell he does still have a slight fever. He looks, with your medicine check, he looks a bit weak. So
Okay,
all the
so
signs that they had previously mentioned to you, you can tell.
So I guess I'll look at Saflin. So you guys picked up some medicine for him, I think?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I think I probably have it because I paid for all of it.
You do.
So I'll walk up
Moro's
and
still
kind of
sitting on
hand that
Callan.
over.
Meteor
Moro's still sitting on
my
Callan.
DMs.
Yeah, and I'll kind of hand that over to Lilia.
Oh.
Be like, yeah, this is what we picked
Oh,
up.
thank you, Pika.
Oh, thank you. So, Mr. Sater, my friends
What?
here picked up a medicine for you while they were in town. I actually met them at the potion shop. If you'd like to try and take this, it is said that it will make you feel much better. As I hold out the potion to him. I was there when they purchased this.
He grabs it and takes a look at it, and he like kind of looks back, still hesitantly, back at Newt, the treant, and he just kind of nods at him, says, "Yes, it's okay. You can trust these people." And so he's like, "How many do I have to take?"
I believe there's just one.
There's a few in there. Basically, he just
Okay.
needs to take it until he feels better.
Okay. So basically, take it until you feel better.
Okay. How long will that take? It probably just be a few days.
I would say probably a few days.
Okay. Why are you people doing this?
Well,
You needed help.
yeah, and
How did
Mr.
you know I was sick?
Because when we came here the first time to help fight off the bandits, you
Apparently
kind of
you
collapsed after.
He kind of like grabs his head, like trying to remember.
apparently you collapsed, sir, and they were very worried about you.
Okay.
And they
Fine,
asked me to
I'll-
come and take a look at you.
He says, "Fine," and he pops one, and then puts the rest in his pocket. And Newt says, Don't worry. I'll make sure he takes them.
Thank you, Mr. Trian. I appreciate that.
Thank you all so much. Anything else you guys wanted to talk to either of them about?
Is there anything else I should be checking into while I'm here? Should we be doing something with the herbal kit or something?
The herbalism kit. Go ahead, Lily.
I was gonna say, I figured the kit was more just a way for you to be able to hand wave that you could create your own minor herbal remedies.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah, see, I'm new to D&D. I wouldn't know that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, your herbalism kit basically allows you to make your own medicine and stuff.
Okay.
Like you can make like fever reducing paste and things like that, that instead of having to use potions for every little thing, like minor illnesses and stuff.
Okay. Should I be making something to leave with him as well, or?
I mean, we
Should
purchased something in this case, so I don't believe so.
Okay.
Hi, Melody.
Hi.
If
Everyone-
anything, it would be considered an asset to your medicine check.
Why do I need to be on camera?
Okay.
I just wanted to read the DM.
Yeah, anything else you would have found or not found in your medicine check? So you looked him over, determined that, yeah, from what you can tell, he's just coming off of his illness and should be better in a few days.
Okay.
I want to read the DM.
Oh, okay.
I was curious. Oh, yay, how sweet.
Sorry. All right. So, are you guys heading back then?
At this point, unless they needed something else from us, we were only coming back to make sure that that tall deer was okay.
Right. All right. Yeah, they Taldir seems very keen on you guys going away now. He's still nervous about you and wanting to protect Newt.
I'll still pop over to him and pat him on his head before we leave.
Careful,
Right.
he's kind of suspicious of us right now.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
wouldn't mind coming back later when we have a better grasp of things to make sure that his memory hasn't been somehow messed with, but who knows?
Yeah, so you go over and to his other side and kind of pat him on the head, and he's kind of a little startled by it because he didn't see you come up, and he just kind of like holds his staff over towards you, but he doesn't do anything. Just you pet his staff, and he just kind of looks at you. And then you guys head out and go back to town. Which takes another like 30 minutes. So at this point, it's like getting later in the evening, like 5-6 o'clock, around dinner time. So
Would the guild hall still be open?
yes, guild hall would still be open.
So I would
We
say
also-
guild hall and then take a rest.
Yeah, and we do
Okay.
have 2 more objectives for the guild hall also.
Yep.
But wouldn't this be an urgent thing to let them know about?
Yes. I'm just saying that we won't be completely done with the guild hall anyway. Just we will have to come back later also. But we can kind of go back kind of urgently and let them know not to take any more of the magic shop quest.
All right, so on your way back to the guild, you notice that Callan has just been like really quiet and like head down, kind of like that.
I'm kind of gonna poke at him and be like, "Are you okay?"
Yeah. I'm just I'm not sure if I should stay with you guys. I've been kind of useless.
No, you
Eh.
were a big help. You threw that magic rock at a bunch of bad guys and the mimics.
But
You're more useful than me.
my sister was right. I'm just gonna slow you guys down.
Talon, you've been more useful than me. All I've done is healed one person.
I don't know. Maybe I should just tell my sister she was right. I don't want to be a burden.
I mean, if you feel that you're better off staying behind, then I won't stop you, but don't stay behind because you think that you weren't contributing, because you did.
I just don't know.
Well, why don't you stick with us until we finish all of the objectives that your sister gave us, since there's still 2 left, and then you can decide then.
Roll persuasion.
Okay.
With advantage since Lilia was helping.
So let me see.
Did I roll it too?
No, just her.
Yeah, I'm just turning on advantage.
The advantage is you helping her. So
Okay.
She rolls twice and takes the higher number because you both 11s.
Same number.
Yeah.
So you're not sure if you've convinced him or not.
Yeah, it's not the best roll.
Mm-hmm. So you guys make your way to the guild hall. It is still open. Still plenty of people. Guild halls have late hours. So you go in, and I assume you're going up to May?
Yes.
Alright, so May's just at the counter, messing with some papers and things. And she sees you come up, and... One second. So she sees you guys come up, and she says, "Oh, hi! Welcome to Fata Ora Guild Hall. Our motto is no job too small, no problem too big. We'll take care of them all, then have a swig. How can I help you today?"
We got a quest from you earlier, and there was a small hiccup with one of them. We did resolve it ultimately, but we wanted to kind of give you a heads up.
From who?
You, I guess they said?
From me? I've never seen you before.
Yeah, you gave us a quest and you sent Callan with us.
Callan?
Oh no.
I have a feeling there's something wrong.
I have a very good eye for faces, and I'm pretty sure I've never seen you before. Are you sure it wasn't one of these other lovely ladies at the counter?
No, your name is May, right?
Well, yes. How'd you
You're
know?
the only person we've met here.
And Callan speaks up and says, "Yeah, sis. See, hi, I'm right here. This is the group you put me with." She looks at him and says, "Sis? Okay." So you mentioned a quest? I guess I can check that for you. See who your quest advisor was.
You still have the paper?
Yeah, do we still have the paper with the task on it that you gave us?
Yep. You do.
So hand her the paper.
Mm-hmm. So she takes the paper, then she goes and ruffles through her paperwork. And as she is doing that, she pulls one out and is like, "Huh. That's interesting. According to this, it was me who gave you this quest. Huh." And she ruffles through some more paperwork.
It was just this morning.
This morning?
Yeah.
Huh. Give me 1 second. she's ruffling through paperwork, and she pulls out your guys' forms that you filled out, and just like kind of looking them over. It's like, huh, that was just this morning. It's so weird. I don't remember you guys at all. But it says I gave you 3 quests this morning. Okay. I apologize, I guess. I just don't remember. That's weird.
And I look to Saffron and be like, something's weird. This is now 2 people who don't remember you guys.
Well, you I've seen before. You've come in here
Yes.
a couple
Here.
times.
Yes, hello. Hi again.
Yeah.
I met up with these guys a little while ago at the potion shop.
Firedale, stop meowing.
Hey, are you sure it's not me?
Could be.
Meow.
Yeah, I don't think you were one of my guild people, but or one of my.
No. I met up with these
adventurers.
guys after they came to see you.
Okay.
They
Yeah,
asked me
I remember
to
seeing
come
you around.
help a certain satyr that they met on their quest.
Okay.
But he didn't remember them either, so something's a little weird going on here.
Trying to
The
think.
nice,
Sit.
the
What?
nice treant that they met.
And
Remember them, but
Callan perks up again and says, "You're acting weird, sis." And she looks at him and says, "Why do you keep calling me that?" Like, "'Cause you're my sister."
What would I
No.
roll to see if something's not quite right? Would it be insight, or would you want me to roll something else?
What exactly are you trying to check?
Trying to check to see if the reactions are unnatural.
Like
Is
if she's
memory
faking
modification?
if she's
In
faking
maybe
it?
an arcane way.
Like if she's faking it or if she actually doesn't remember.
Do you have detect magic?
No, I don't have that one yet.
Okay.
So you're checking to see if she's being genuine or not? Right?
I suppose I could do that, but I was more trying to think, like, is there a way that I could, without detect magic, do some kind of other check? But there may not be. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm not the only thing I could think of would be an arcana check, but not sure how telling that would be.
Okay, so yeah, I'll try an insight check and see if she's being genuine, or if this is all just one big prank on Callan.
Okay. Alright, go ahead and roll insight then. With a 14, she seems very genuine. She is very confused and has no clue who you guys are.
Well, whatever is going on here, she certainly believes it to be true.
So Callan was talking to her, and she responded with, I've never met you before. I'm not your sister." And Callan just kind of starts having like a little mini panic, like, "What? Of course you are. We've been brother and sister our whole lives."
that's typically how it works.
Yeah.
Can I kind of interject and
Mm-hmm.
be like, well, what the quests that went kind of pear-shaped on the ones you gave us involved a magic shop, and can I cast my minor illusion cantrip to create an image of the shopkeepers that we dealt with?
Yeah, you could create a like small image. You wouldn't be able
Like
to
a
create like a
small
life-size
version
image.
of them.
Yeah.
Right. I mean, I can make an object no larger than a 5-foot cube.
That's a cantrip, right?
Yes, it's minor illusion cantrip. It's my innate ability.
Yeah, you could do that.
And be like, have you ever interacted with these people before?
Not sure. I don't specifically remember them. Who is he? Who are they?
we were assigned a quest to deliver ingredients to a magic shop, and these were the people who claimed to be the owners of the magic shop.
Okay,
But
yeah, the magic shop quest, right? He wouldn't have come to me to schedule it.
right,
there's-
but if they actually did own a magic shop in town, likely you'd have seen them around town at some point, right?
Well, I think they just recently purchased it because the magic shop's been vacant for a little while.
It was
So they must have just purchased it. They must be new to town.
well. Yeah.
I would.
Go ahead,
Th-
Lily.
The magic shop is empty. It's just a bunch of boxes and cobwebs. They went into a magic shop, I thought, but there's nothing there. Just mimics in a basement.
Just
and
bit me.
since and since Lilia didn't see the illusion,
Mm-hmm.
I'll kind of jump in and be like, there was something weird with the place because we all saw a clean magic shop that looked like it was on the almost ready to be open. And when Lilia came in after us, it looked like it was vacant.
And I seen two people jump into a door, and I heard them screaming from the basement.
Oh,
It
sounds
did
like
not
it was
look like a shop when I came in.
Well, that
Bunch of
sounds
mimics
fishy.
in there. There's a lot of them underneath the trap door in that shop. We kind of blocked it
You guys
off. You may
survived
want to tell
mimics?
people to stay away.
You guys survived mimics?
Yes.
Wow, that's impressive.
Also, there was this
Fully grown.
that we found in the what was called a shop. It's a paper that they left behind. It's apparently a to-do list that sounds very, very sketchy.
So, are you handing her
And
the
I place
paper?
it. I place it
Okay.
on the desk.
So she looks it over and it's like, "Oh, that's troubling."
Yeah, so maybe I don't know who you would need to notify for this, but if y'all get any more requests along that vein for the magic shop, maybe don't send people there without letting them know that there are full-grown mimics hanging about.
Well,
And
we'll
Safflin,
send
Seems a little dangerous.
we'll send
Safflin?
some more experienced adventurers to check that out.
Yeah, I don't think that's a Class E adventurer task.
If there's mimics, definitely not.
Safflin, I don't think I asked this before, but what was the ingredient that they asked you to go fetch?
They asked for dream lily flowers, which is why we were in the forest in the first place to meet the satyr.
May, do you know if that would be any particular thing that would be needed for something on this list?
It's not all that specific, so I wouldn't know.
Okay, I just thought maybe.
It's not really specific of what the other stuff is.
Okay, just thought I'd check and see.
Yeah, no, I didn't write it, so.
Because I don't think the actual quest or said what we were looking for, correct? Just a fetch quest.
Yeah.
Fetch quest, non-specific.
Right.
Okay.
And
I kind of did that so she knew what they were asking us to do.
And while you're all talking, Callan is like looking very stressed out, and
Yeah, I'm finding it weird that she remembers me, but none of the other group.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the rest of us arrived in town literally this morning, for the most part. So we're all new to town. None of us are local.
There's something else that happened to everyone except her.
I'm wondering
That you guys
if
may be
it
forgetting
was the ring
Well, yeah, there was the blood.
in the illusion and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm wondering if something was cast on you guys and not me because I didn't go in.
So, Callan...
That would be an Arcana check for our characters to know literally anything about that.
Mhm. Yeah, if you guys want to use Arcana to try and check yourselves over, you could do that.
Since I'm being remembered, do I even need to do it?
Oh wow, I might know something.
Yeah, with a 20.
That's a really solid roll.
Hi, Abby.
That's a dirty 20. A natural 19.
So with a 20, all of you except for Lilia definitely have some kind of dark aura about you that wasn't there before. Possibly a curse with a 20. So
Why wouldn't that have been
What
detected at the
then?
potion shop? That's weird.
say again.
Maybe it didn't get implemented before the potion shop.
Yeah, so I kind of share with the group, hey, something seems weird about our auras now.
And,
I'm not quite sure.
While you guys were checking yourselves over, Callan went back to arguing with his sister, and he's like, "This isn't funny. I'm gonna go tell Mom on you," and just kind of runs off.
And if we're
Point.
affected, he's probably affected too. We probably shouldn't let him run too far.
He's most likely running to tell his mom.
Moro fetch.
Do you actually have Moro chase after him?
Yes.
All right.
I think Moro should grab him and sit on him again.
All right. He grabs him before he gets out the door and sits on him. Like, what are you doing, you stupid animal?
Luna, block the door, please.
Uh,
And Luna goes and sits in front of the door.
I gotta go tell my mom. She'll
I
set
think-
her straight.
Callan, if your sister doesn't remember you right now, I don't think your mom will either. Southland just said there's something going on with your auras. I don't think it's safe for you to take off right now. You're better off to stick here with us until we figure out what's going on.
And Lily. So your character might be thinking about something as well and wanting to check on something.
Lilia or
Okay.
Lily?
Lily.
Okay.
So
All right, what is
Chaplin.
that particular thing? Because I'm remembering my street performance right now, but I don't think that's particularly relevant.
So you might be thinking about your own mother.
Oh. Okay, yeah, so I'll go ahead and pull out the sending
with the
stone.
mother talk, you that would probably kind of ding in your head, like, oh, what about my mom?
Yeah, she hasn't called me yet, which is weird.
Mm-hmm.
I would have expected her to have called me by now. So I'll go ahead and I'll fish out my sending stone. And I'll use my one charge for the day.
All right.
To kind of reach out to the paired sending stone. Be like, hey Mom, it's Saflin. Things are kind of weird here. It doesn't seem like people can remember us anymore after we did this quest. Are you okay? Can you remember me?
I'm hello? Who is this? How'd you get this number? Or how'd you get this stone?
You gave it to me when I left this morning.
Who is this?
Oh dear. So this might be a weird question since you don't seem to remember who I am. Do you know of anything that would prevent someone from remembering somebody else? Like a curse or something?
Is this a prank call?
I
then
really
she-
wish it was.
She hangs up.
Okay. Well, whatever it is, it's impacting more than just the people in town.
Mm-hmm. So, from what you guys can tell, everyone you've met has forgotten who you are.
Except for me.
Except for Lilia. Mm-hmm.
This be weird.
And May says, so you were trying to turn this quest in, right? It's
Yes,
completed?
I believe they are. Well, they went
To
into
let you
the.
know it was completed, although unorthodoxly so.
All right. Okay, so that was 10 gold for that quest. So she and she addresses Staflin, who is listed on the forums as the party leader,
Right.
and pushes the 10 gold your way. You were given 2 other quests too. Are those ready to turn in?
We're still working on those. We felt like the results of this one were urgent. We wanted to let you know sooner rather than later about the mimics.
Okay. That's fine.
And the hoax magic shop, obviously.
Yeah, well, I'll definitely have someone go and check that out who's a bit more experienced.
Good, and I'm gonna kind of turn to the group and be like, I don't think there's anything else we can do here right now. So, did we want to go and maybe grab a bite to eat and try to figure out our next steps?
That sounds like a good idea to me.
That sounds reasonable, yes.
May hears you say that, and she says, well, you could just go to the tavern upstairs. It's adventurers only. Just like the rooms. We have food,
Sounds
drink,
good.
and lodging. All upstairs.
You want to come up there with me?
Were you guys wanting to buy some rooms for the night?
What's the rate?
For adventurers, it's 2 gold a room, and they each have 2 beds.
For one night?
Yep.
Sounds like 1 gold per person, essentially, because of
Yeah.
the bunking.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll hand over 1
So
gold
there
for.
Half of
is-
what you just got.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
Yeah, I can pay out of that.
5.
Yeah, it's literally a
6
half
of
of
you.
what we just got.
Also, Firebutt, how come I don't see you in Roll20?
Yep. Firedale's not in Roll20.
There he is.
Oh,
Yes,
yep,
I
there
know.
he is.
I'm there.
You disappeared. I didn't see you as active on there.
I hadn't said anything there in a bit.
So you guys pay for the rooms, and she directs you to the tavern. It's not a tavern, but it's like a mess hall type of thing. There's 2 stairs on either side of the room. The stairs to the right lead to the rooms, and the stairs on the left lead up to the mess hall area, and there are halls connecting them upstairs as well, so you don't have to come down and back up.
Assuming that the room cost is just for the room, not for the food.
Correct.
Okay. So we have a room. Well, we have a few rooms. Do we want
Guessing
to all
later-
just convene in one of the rooms for now?
Sure, that sounds good. Or should we? Can we grab food and bring it back to the room?
Yeah, you could do that.
I don't see why not.
That way we kill two birds with one stone.
I mean, yeah, we
Birds?
we all do have a week worth of rations in our starting gear, but it's not the tastiest of food. So we could grab actual food from the tavern first.
And then go hang out in the room and talk.
Mm-hmm.
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 Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay.
Do we actually have a
So-
scene for the tavern?
No.
Darn it.
Not like a one that you can see, unfortunately.
No combat map
Right.
as yet. For now.
I could probably get one made up for you guys. But it wouldn't be there now.
But yeah, so I guess kind of look around for wherever the food is available.
Yep.
Wherever
So
the
you guys make your
kitchen part
way.
of this tavern is.
You guys make your way up there, and it is kind of set up like a tavern. There's like a barkeep and all that. Because adventurers, that's the type of thing they like. So it's kind of modeled after that. And what food are you guys wanting?
I mean, probably
So-
just
How
some-
can I
some
help you?
very basic fare at this point for Saplin. Hi, we were looking to get a quick meal. Had a long day of
Sure.
adventuring.
Sure thing. Anything specific?
What's available?
I mean, Saplin's
Meat.
probably just looking for some very basic, just like some bread and meat right now, especially meat for the two animal companions.
I will
Yes.
say meat as slowly and as clearly as I can. Meat.
Oh, we got plenty of that.
Yes, meat will be fine.
Me too,
All right.
please.
All right, so he goes back and gets some meat and bread. Anything to drink?
I'll tilt my head like I don't understand.
There's usually like ale, wine, water,
Mm-hmm.
milk, things of that nature.
If you could, your finest milk.
Milk?
Milk sounds good.
Oh, yeah, sure. I got plenty of that.
Cat milk.
Mhm.
Right. That's why I mentioned it.
Is that milk's all around?
I'll just have some ale.
Ale? No problem. Alright, so he goes back and gathers it all up. You can sort of see back into the kitchen while it's being made, and then he brings it out and gives it to you guys, and you have food now.
Okay. How much does that run us?
Well, for all of it, let's see. For 6 people, food, drink, some alcohol, milk. Probably be like a gold for all of it.
So I'll go ahead and pay that out of our reward as well if nobody has objections.
Well, I was gonna say I'll pay it since you got my room.
I have
Okay.
a question.
Mm-hmm.
Add a character. Who's the sixth? Is Kellen still with us?
Yeah, Callan is still
Okay.
there.
We probably picked him up at some point because Mara went fetched.
Kind of dragged him, kicking and screaming.
Morrow stopped
I
me from
gotta
leaving the door,
tell
and I stuck Luna in
Mom!
front of it. And I asked Luna to sit in front of the door to stop him from leaving. So,
He is
uh,
sitting down with you guys now. He's not trying to get away at the moment.
so I'll put gold piece down on the bar and slide it over to the barkeep. So this
Okay.
should cover it, right, sir?
Sure will.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, love.
Thank you very much, sir.
All right.
Kind of take the food
Mm-hmm.
and head back to one of the rooms.
All right. So you got 3 rooms. Who's bunking with who?
Well, I'm fairly certain that those with animal companions will either. I think Pika's going to use less of the room from the sounds of it, because it seems like San is going to meditate.
Mm-hmm.
So I will, if the option is available, I'll ask if San is willing to bunk with me. Share a room.
She says sure. For those of you watching, Pika has to be a little bit quiet because it's kind of late where she is. So she's talking in the chat that you guys can see.
Okay.
All right, so Pika or San and Saflin.
Mm-hmm.
Who else is bunking together?
I'm getting all cozy with Lilia.
I was gonna say
I saw that coming.
I'm fairly large, so
And
Oh,
Callan's pretty small, so that works out.
apparently so.
All right.
Good to
So
me.
you all wanted to go to one room for now, right?
Right, we all wanted to meet into one room just to talk.
All right.
About what went down.
And this random arcane thing that I figured out that
Check
something's
did.
weird.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So I guess we would all pile into my room, I suppose.
Sure.
I mean, Pika, he can always sit on him. Yep, instead of Morrow. Callan definitely won't be able to get away then.
Yeah, the screen had stuff on it from several sessions ago. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, I think only the person who drew it can clear it, correct?
I can clear
Or
if you'd like.
Meteor as who's DM.
Well, yeah, you can, Meteor, but I figured out how to measure things.
Yay!
Yeah, I figured it out also. I got it to work today.
How do you do it?
I
have
needed
to
to
click-
actually have the icon selected for measure rather than select.
Yep.
Yep. That'll do it.
Yep.
I wasn't sure if it was the measure tool or not because when you hover over it, it says all the snap options, which isn't super helpful.
Gotcha.
But yeah, so basically we'll take a brief food break in one of the rooms and kind of just discuss what was going on and distribute out the
Oh, no.
things
Loot.
that we
The loot and
received.
rest of money for you guys to split.
Yeah, and you can divvy up the money.
Yeah,
However you
divvy up
want.
our money that we found. And everything. So we have 5 gold left from our reward from the party reward. I don't remember how much the rest of you looted or if y'all are sharing that. So I will leave that up to your individual characters if you're sharing what you looted.
I don't remember who looted from the
Pika did.
mimics.
I know
Right.
for sure.
Very nice.
I
Angel.
didn't track how much was looted.
Because I mean, because I tried to investigate and I failed both times, so I didn't find anything.
Yeah, Angel got
9 gold from
there
the
were human
mimics.
bones from the mimics, gloves, tattered cloth, 9 gold, 6 gold,
So-
and the javelin.
And I think you gave the javelin to Nihon, correct?
Nihon, yeah. So
Yes.
Nihon has the javelin.
Right.
Then you have 15 gold to divvy.
Plus, there was 2 potions, and Son has 1, and I
Yep.
have 1.
2 potions.
Right, I figured the potions were already distributed where they were gonna go.
Yep.
Yep.
So I'll go ahead and put the 5 gold that was left over from our reward onto the table, and so we can divvy it up.
Well, I think you guys should split that between you since I wasn't part of that quest. But I do think the 15 gold that was looted from the mimics in the room, we can split between us, possibly? That
Okay,
makes
so
sense?
that means each of us gets 1 gold from the 5 gold.
Minus me.
Including Callan. Well, because Callan. That still makes 5.
And I did say minus me.
Yeah. The initial quest was 5 gold.
And there were 5 party members.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. So I'll hand 1 gold out to each of the party members from the
I'll
quest.
put it in my money pouch.
Indeed.
Okay.
And if we split the 15 of
Son
6 ways, it's 2.5 gold each. Which would
Son
be what?
puts all the gold on the table, we think.
Okay, so what I'm hearing basically is somebody gets 3.
Unless we split it down into silver.
I mean, did we loot it as silver? Because currency is physical in D&D.
Can't we ask the
We-
guild hall if they can
Yeah, I was going to
swap
say,
it?
there's literally a tavern.
Yeah.
We could have paid for, food and stuff in a different way. Or
Okay.
requested a change.
Yeah,
Sure.
can't we
What was
convert
the
it so
question?
we can all split?
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
With money, you can convert it however you want. It's not like if you have
Meteor's
gold,
not
you
gonna
only
hold
have
us to
gold.
it.
Yeah, you could turn it into platinum. You could turn it down into silver. However you want to split it is fine.
But do we have to go to like a tavern to
No.
get it?
Nope.
So we can just literally say 15 divided by 6 of us is 2.5.
Correct.
Okay, so
So-
16 gold comes to 160 silver.
Is it 16 or 15?
Or it's 15. That's right. 150 silver.
So it's 25 silver each.
So it's 2
Okay.
gold and what? 2 gold, 25 silver?
Yeah.
2 gold and 5 silver.
Oh, 2 gold and 5 silver.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So okay. So we can split that up. And then we'd have gloves, tattered cloth, and I think that's it.
Alrighty.
Oh yeah, could we add our
Do
characters
we
to the
need
room?
to? How long are we planning to stay in these rooms right now?
Well, do we want a long rest or what?
Well, we'd be in our individual rooms for that, not a single room.
Oh, you want to actually add the people in here? Sure, I can do that.
Question.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any point in mending a tattered cloth?
It
Probably-
was a remnant from somebody who was likely eaten.
If
Probably
you're
not.
asking about the mending spell,
Yeah.
it wouldn't really do anything to a tattered cloth.
Okay.
It
That's
wouldn't
more
like
for-
recreate the. It's more like if there's a tear in something, it's not going to like recreate
Okay,
what it was
got it.
tattered from.
Right, it's like
So
if
say
there's a
for-
hole, you can mend the hole.
So say for example, if Soplin's loot, because you have a loot, right?
Yes, if my loot was broken, you could mend it over time.
Yeah. Okay. Or like if there was a crack in it that made it sound weird, I could mend the crack.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah,
Got
the mend spell is restricted to the size of the object, and it's a repair spell. It's not a regrow spell. So, I mean, at that point, we've distributed everything else. Do we all depart to our own rooms to do our long rest?
I
I
want to
thought we
check
wanted to talk.
everybody's hands.
Yes.
I
Okay.
just start walking up and looking at hands very carefully.
Oh, and I
Should
did mention
I
that we
be
were
doing that
cursed.
too?
Sure, you can all check yourselves over.
I'm looking for little red
Roll
spots
perception.
where things got pocketed.
Perception, or should I be
Plus-
doing medicine as well? Well, no,
Either.
medicine wouldn't do anything.
Perception or medicine should be
'Cause I
fine.
remember blood.
I think I'll
Yeah,
do
we were bleeding,
perception.
but it was like it was a pinprick essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh.
I wasn't, but I guess I'll.
Right.
Do I get 2 rolls for that? Because I have proficiency in it, or wait, I forget how that works.
Proficiency in it
is
just gives you an extra bonus.
Oh,
it gives
yeah,
your
that's right.
proficiency
yeah,
bonus
it gives
to
you
the
the
number.
the +2 or whatever your proficiency is to whatever you rolled.
So Firedale, the
In
one who
addition
said he
to
was
bonus.
checking everyone, gets a 21. And so on everyone except for Lilia, he finds like just a little something on your hand or finger where you were bleeding just minorly.
I'll pull it out and put everybody's hands together to show, and I'll point out and say it's there.
Yes, that is very possibly the cause of the curse, but I'm not entirely sure what we can do about it right now, except bandage it, which
Let's not bleeding now.
Yeah, it there'd be no point in bandaging it at the moment. It was like a small pinprick or a cut.
right.
Like
Good
as big as a
observation.
paper cut.
The woman marked us, but Lilia didn't get marked because she didn't shake hands.
Right.
I'll pat Lily on the head.
Yeah,
Good girl.
Lilia did not shake hands with the woman outside, whose name you still did not get, because you never asked.
I think we did ask, we just never got it.
Yeah, we asked and the answer got danced around.
I do
It
not.
was asked.
Did you ask it of who did you ask?
I asked the woman.
Oh, okay. If you asked her, then she would have told you. Her name is Alenka. Alenka.
Commander Zelenka.
Okay. I mean, what is there anything else that we wanted
I'll
to do
look at
before we
Aurora
did
and say,
our long
can
rest?
you heal curses too?
Actually, have to check that. I don't think I can.
One moment while I confer with my god.
Yes, please. I
Please
must
hold.
investigate.
I'm fairly certain that's a higher level spell than we have access to.
I think
Please
it is.
hold
Yeah.
for the next.
And I don't think I can
available
do
operator.
anything like that as a cleric,
I want to
correct?
say that's greater restoration or similar.
I think you're right on that.
There is a remove curse spell, but I don't think you have that.
Yes. I don't
think
don't
anyone has
recognize
that.
having it yet. Yes.
And I don't think I can do anything as a cleric druid right now, correct?
Correct. I don't believe you have anything that would help at this moment.
Yeah, it's 3rd level. It'll be a while.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, we can't access any of that right now.
But I figured I would ask in character to give him a chance to say no.
Okay.
I think I'm changing my spells during the long rest.
That's fine.
I just noticed a spell I should take. At least one
You
of.
guys should all be able to control your character now.
What does lay on
Those are
hands?
giant beds in comparison to your characters.
I can't. No, wait. Would help if I. Yep, I can. I'll
Lay on
sit at the table.
hands is it's a combination cure wounds, lesser restoration, typically, depending on what you use it for.
Disease or poison. Okay. I just
Yeah.
remembered that it said or something else, and I couldn't remember what it was.
Yeah,
Right.
it's an equivalent to lesser restoration, not greater. That'd be too powerful.
So disease or poison wouldn't do anything, correct? Or detect disease or poison.
Yeah,
Because we think it's a
with my
curse.
Arcana check,
Yeah.
I determined that it was
It's
a
a full-blown
magical
effect.
magical effect in nature, not a poison effect.
Correct.
Because I did just notice, as a spell that I have available, I can detect magic.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I just don't have it ready.
Yep, that's usually a
that-
good one to have.
that would have been helpful earlier.
Yeah, I
What-
went healing and didn't. Yeah.
So I'm not sure if detect magic would work for this. Detect magic is usually used to, like, see. I guess it could give you a slight aura, to tell you.
I mean, it would be muddied by everything magical on our persons.
Exactly. Like, everything magical would light up like a Christmas tree for you. So if anyone has a magic item on it, you'd see it glowing in their pocket.
But
If-
could I
or if the
literally
vase on the
detect
table is...
magic, or could I
It-
detect magic and look
tells
at their
you-
hand?
Detect magic basically reveals a magical item and its
Yeah.
school of magic. That's literally it.
Right.
Okay,
Or a
so
magical
that-
effect.
So
like
if there
you
was
can
a
use it-
room full of artifacts, you could use it to say, oh, that one over there is actually magical. That's probably a good one to get.
Okay.
And you can detect the auras of magic, like if somebody's invisible or if
Mhm.
somebody is under the effects of
Right.
a strength spell or stuff. You
Would
could
Oreo know
kill them all.
anything from books about it, or Curio? Aurora, you mean? Not Oreo?
And I'm guessing for
Divine Intervention.
further levels, I'm noticing in level 3, dispel magic wouldn't do anything as well either, correct?
If it's a
Sure.
magical effect, it could. But level 3 spells are a long way off.
Yeah, I know,
Mhm.
I'm just looking. Ooh, mass healing word. I'm looking at my spells.
Yeah, the fact that I was in a monastery is why I'm giving myself the thought of being able to roll histories and all that fun stuff.
Yeah, Divine Intervention is calling on your deity.
For divine intervention, you have to roll percentile dice and you have to roll below your level. So it's very hard to do, and it's usually for big things. Like, I need my deity to cause a rock slide. Like, big things. Or I need them to smite this big boss, or, like, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So what are we doing?
So you're all sleeping now?
This is me, player,
Yes.
asking what should we do?
Um,
'Cause nothing's happening.
out of character here, because we're all
Mhm.
sleeping. Point of order.
Mhm.
I'm in leather armor, which means I can sleep in my armor.
Yeah.
The rest of you, are you intending to sleep in your armor, or are you going to take off your armor to have a better sleep?
I'm
Armor?
fairly
Who
certain
needs
I'm in
armor?
leather, aren't I?
The paladin generally would have.
I'm not too worried about that. I would assume
Okay.
that when you go to sleep, you're going to get comfortable however you want.
Okay.
That
It matters
in
if
means
we're
leather
he's
armor.
ambushed
not
in the middle
planning
of the
to
night.
attack us
Right.
in the end, so it's okay.
Okay. Yeah, that's when
In-
it's important.
In a guild hall full of adventurers, I don't think you'd be too worried about
Okay.
getting attacked.
Okay.
Midnight stroll? Yeah, if any of you want to do a midnight stroll, you can do that.
Yeah, I'm actually going to attempt to do my long rest. Try to sleep the full 8 hours that I need
Yeah,
for that.
you guys have like expended everything you can. Happy, stay off the desk.
Meow,
Pika needs a 4-hour meditation
meow,
because she's an elf.
meow.
I think what I'm gonna do is try and figure out how to prepare spells.
You just switch out your prepared spells for the day.
Yeah.
How
You
do I add a new one though? Is my question.
You would
You
unselect
manage
one of the ones that
spells.
you've got. Yeah.
And then I guess
you have to
type
go
it?
into the editor and
Yeah, manage spells, remove the ones you're not going to be keeping
And
for the
add
day,
ones
and
you are.
add the ones that you're adding in.
correct. All right, and there's no level up this time.
Yep.
Although after a mimic fight, probably not gonna be
Do I
super
get to
long.
press the long rest button, or are we
Yes,
interrupted?
you all can do your long rest,
Beautiful.
which would be right at the top of your sheet.
And you gotta click, take a long rest, and then confirm it, apparently.
Yep.
Yes. You have to
It
do that
wants
for
to
short
make
rest
sure
as
you're
well.
sleeping.
Well, and also because doing the rest, like if we're interrupted, we may not get our rest.
Yeah.
Where do you click to take the long
The
rest?
very top above your
Oh,
walking
yeah, there it
speed
is.
and the inspiration.
Well, I have all my spell slots back,
Hooray.
and I have my charge on my
Switched.
sending stone back. And
I
while this long resting was happening, I would have been attuning to the gift
Correct.
that I was given from the treant.
Correct.
If not,
I-
if not during the long rest, at least during our discussion and eating.
Mm-hmm.
What's your question, Andy?
I was just gonna say I switched out my ice knife for detect magic.
Okay.
Now, since I've attuned to this object, do I get to know what it is now?
Yes. Everyone just went to sleep, right?
Yes.
Well,
Alright.
I prepared my spells and then curled
Yeah.
up and went to sleep.
Right.
Mhm.
All right. So Lily, upon waking up, you now are attuned to this item. You were walking around the tavern. Don't need much sleep. Yeah, that's fine.
Pika did their 4 hours and then did a midnight stroll.
Right. So what you were given is a staff of the Woodlands.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I need to add that.
However, like the treant said, you're not going to be able to access its full power right away.
Right.
Because you're not quite adept with this sort of thing. So
I'll have to learn its abilities over time.
mhm. So with a staff of the Woodlands, let me pull it up real quick. So a staff of the Woodlands, I'll go ahead and read it here, can be wielded as a magic quarterstaff that grants you +2 bonus to attack and damage rolls made with it. While holding it, you have a +2 bonus to spell attack rolls. The staff has 10 charges for the following properties, and it regains 1d6 plus 4 expended charges daily at dawn. If you expend the last charge, roll a d20. On a 1, the staff loses its properties and becomes a non-magical quarterstaff.
Right.
So the spells you can use with
For
it,
ease of use.
you can do Animal Friendship for 1 charge, Awaken for 5 charges, Bark Skin for 2 charges, Locate Animals or Plants for 2 charges, Speak with Animals for 1 charge, Speak with Plants for 3 charges, Wall of Thorns for 6 charges, and you can also use an action to cast Pass Without Trace without using any charges. It also has another...
I was gonna say, is my limitation that I can only do the spells within the spell level slots I have available?
So I will let you know your limitations in a second.
Well, it says charges. I'm guessing it has its own amount that it can do.
Yes, but it's how he wants to rule it.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay.
So you can also do a tree form. You can use an action to plant one end of the staff in fertile earth and expend 1 charge to transform the staff into a healthy tree. The tree is 60 foot tall and has a 5 foot diameter trunk, and its branches at the top spread out in a 20 foot radius. Looks ordinary, but has a faint aura of transmutation magic. So basically, you can turn it into a tree.
Right.
And then back again.
And it okay, so it can turn back into not
Yeah.
a tree.
Yes, it
Yep.
can.
Okay.
I have to speak a command to turn it back
Yep.
and forth.
So you can use it for like instant cover.
Right.
You can't do it like inside or anything. It has to be in fertile earth.
Mhm.
So what your limitations are with it right now. Currently, you have access to 4 charges.
Is that
Okay,
per
so
day
I'll
or
mark
period?
off-
Per day.
Yeah, so I'll mark out everything but 4 charges so that I know that.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
So until you become more adept with it, for now you only have 4 charges each day. Which what that means for it is You're not going to be able to do Awaken or Wall of Thorns at the moment, but you could do any combination of the other ones.
All right.
And those are some pretty useful spells as well. So
They are very useful spells, but the fact that I'm only down to 4 charges means I definitely don't want to expend all of them because I don't want
Right.
it to immediately lose the magic by rolling
Right.
a 1.
hmm you got to be careful of that.
So use it sparingly.
Gotta leave a charge in reserve if I can.
hmm
Yes.
So that was a very good item for you to get.
Yes.
And all because you went a pacifist route.
Well, and I'm assuming that you're DMing away the requirement that it has to be attuned by a druid.
Correct.
Good.
It was specifically given to you.
Okay.
Yeah, I did notice that it was specifically druid, but I'm allowing your character to use it.
I mean, my character is druid, but
You weren't with
Yes,
them
but
at
it
the
wasn't gifted to you.
time.
You weren't involved in the combat.
You could steal it.
no, I wouldn't steal.
She's not a rogue and she's not evil aligned.
But don't
Although
worry,
apparently the tabaxi isn't above stealing for curiosity.
Yep, if you're curious.
Angel says, someone say steal?
Yep. Please don't steal my special item, please. I would like to keep it and be able to use it to help us out. Be great.
And don't worry, I will... there will be points when each of you gets a really nice item.
My
Along
request
the
is
journey.
no touching my journal. If you ever notice me having my journal out, no touching the journal. I have a secret journal.
This is true. I am safe from Pika because I am Cub.
Cub's good.
I guess we never did the full
We'll take
introduction
this
of my
challenge
character, by the way.
We did not. You're welcome to do that right now if you'd like.
Just don't take the Callan stick for Moros, that's on.
Indeed.
True.
Alright, so I've equipped and attuned the Staff of the Woodlands. And I've unequipped my quarterstaff because I have a staff equipped.
Mm-hmm.
And I only have 2 hands, so. Alright.
All right. So did you want to introduce your character more?
Do you guys want an introduction to her a little bit more, or?
And I guess another topic for your characters to discuss is Lilia sticking around with you? Because all she agreed to originally was to help you heal this satyr.
Good point. Also, has Kellen tried to sneak away during the night?
He did not.
Okay.
He was just messing with things, because he is an elf as well, so he only needs 4 hours of sleep. So he meditated and just tinkered with things during the night, even though he really wanted to.
I think with my character's nature of how she is, wanting to heal things and try and fix things, I think I would want to stick around.
Yeah, your character would see that they don't really have a dedicated healer.
Yeah.
And you may have grown to like them over this. You did rush in to help them during a combat.
And there's another her in the party.
There's another her.
Yeah, there's
I'm all
another
for
tabaxi.
another me.
Just my tail's not as floofy.
I have fluffy tail.
Stop.
I have swishy tail. Swish. Swish.
Related, but the way that the spells from the staff show up in D&D Beyond is really cool.
Yeah?
Because if I go to my spells list, it actually adds them under it.
Yep, it would.
And it just says Staff of Woodlands and the number of charges next to each spell.
Instead
Can you
of spell
screenshot?
slot,
I want to
that's
see
cool.
what that looks like.
It's neat. Meteor can show my character sheet. I think y'all can view
I'm
it too.
pulling it up right now.
think everybody can view my character sheet.
I don't know how to do that.
Go to my campaign, and you should see every character. And even if it's not yours,
Oh,
you
yeah.
should still be able to click view on their character sheet.
Okay. Yeah, I can have that.
It won't show all the details like it would for Meteor or the person that owns it, but it might show a lot of them.
It should show the spells, I believe.
There you go. So I have it up on my stream. So like,
I see
Speak with
Lilia.
Animals, it has 1 charge. Animal Friendship, 1 charge. So instead of cast, it just has the number of charges.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
Yeah, and since I've already marked off everything but 4 charges, you'll see it says 4 out of
Mhm.
10 behind it, so I know I have 4 charges remaining.
And for the ones that have more, that cost more charges than you have available,
says-
it's actually dark. It's actually like grayed out.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Meow.
Yeah, it tells me I can't use those. And it has a little number and C for charges in the
Mhm.
front of the spell name for me, which is also where I roll it. And for all the ones that have more charges than what I have to spend, they're blacked out entirely.
And you can probably tell why I didn't quite want you to have access to Wall of Thorns yet.
No, I understand. Wall of Thorns is broken. That's
Wall of
I
Thorns is
shouldn't have
very
that yet.
broken.
That's why I was asking if I only had access to the ones that matched my spell slot level, which would make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Because that would just give me Speak with Animals and Animal Friendship.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah, I just
But
gave
you also
the
gave
ones...
me Pass Without a Trace and Locate Animals and Plants and Barkskin, which is cool.
Mm-hmm.
And Speak with Plants.
Pass Without a Trace will be a good one for you to use.
Yeah, like that is amazing.
And that's at will.
Yeah, because I was looking at picking that one up when I got my Bard College if I couldn't get it any other way.
Mm-hmm.
So now I don't have to.
All right. So.
Alright, so we're awake.
Yeah,
I'm
you're
assuming
awake.
that we're getting breakfast.
Mm-hmm.
Pick up some pocket bacon from the tavern.
Lilia,
Yes.
do you ask them if you can join their party, or do you just follow them and
I guess would be just follow.
I mean, I would probably, if I pick up on anything, insight-wise regarding Lilia, and the fact that she's kind of still around, I think Saflin would probably extend an invitation.
Would we have to go and add me to the party with May?
Yes, you would need to inform May that you are being added to the party.
That would be
official.
Saflin's job.
I mean, you could just follow the around and it wouldn't be official, but
we could still include you in the distribution of everything. But yeah, you just would be official.
Because of how things have been, we would need to add.
Yes.
Because if we get rewards based on the number of members, then we
need
to have the member officially on there so we get proper rewards.
And
yes.
Adventures have certain perks. They're kind of there are perks to being an adventurer, like if you kill someone during a quest, then
it was self-defense.
You can say this was kind of necessary, this is how it went, whereas if you're not a member of the guild, you might be...
You're just a murderer.
Yeah, you're just a murderer.
I do think it might be kind of beneficial to have somebody who is remembered part of the party versus the rest of you guys not being remembered by anybody in town.
As long
absolutely.
as we all remember everybody.
And I was glossing over it before, but I had figured that we would have already at least brought that up for discussion, given the fact that Lilia was allowed to stay in the rooms with us without being registered as an adventurer. I figured we might have already done that.
Well, May already said she recognized me because I'm always here. So
she's
I'd
been in here
already
before, so
be
she
Already
would
an
have.
adventurer.
I'm already an
Ah,
adventurer
okay.
Yeah,
by the way that
She's just
we-
not in a party.
Gotcha. Okay.
yeah, by
Yeah.
the way Meteor and I set
So,
up my character. I was already an adventurer, just already in town, hadn't met you guys yet,
Right.
and we
Right,
were
I
gonna
just
pull me
missed
in
that
after.
bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm technically already an adventurer.
Yeah, so
I'm registered.
Yeah, so technically, even if she doesn't do your party, she is
So
technically still
I am an
adventurer, so she wouldn't
adventurer,
be a
but
murderer.
I do think it would be beneficial to have a recognized person in the party
Mhm.
because nobody tends to remember you guys right now. And how often is that going to happen? Like, will May remember us now, or you guys now, or is it just from the original to now?
Yeah, and considering that I'm listed as the party leader, me not being remembered.
It's not necessarily the best thing.
Right.
No. No, I don't know necessarily that Saflin would be looking to pass on party leadership immediately.
Maybe I could just
But-
go up to the desk with you whenever you go.
Yeah. Because Saflin's already kind of sitting there like, oh, okay, they wanted me to do this.
Mhm.
And if anybody broached the subject of passing party leadership on, she would immediately take that as, oh, I failed. Which would be bad.
I don't think I'd want that responsibility to begin with either.
Yeah, like Saflin would be like, oh.
Saflin
And
was
probably
voluntold to be leader.
Paula Callan, like, oh, I should probably just go. But yeah. So I would imagine we would stop in for breakfast, grab some pocket bacon,
Mm-hmm. And
then head down to May to formally add Lilia to the party.
yeah, and you guys don't have to pay anything for breakfast. Breakfasts are free here.
Woo!
Yes, with lodging.
Yep.
Complimentary breakfast is always nice.
Yep.
Woo!
Stuff my pockets with pocket bacon.
Yeah. Bacon.
Always, always, always stash the pocket bacon.
Angel grabs food for later. Ideal happy eats. All right. So
Gives
you guys
Luna a
get your
piece of bacon.
food, and then you go down to add her to the party.
Well, do we have to do the asking first?
Uh,
The interaction of will you join?
sure.
If that
However you want to do that.
makes sense.
Kind of take a while munching on my pocket bacon, kind of look across at Lilia and be like, so as you can tell, we kind of all just gathered together yesterday. Kind of new to this. You seem like you know what you're doing.
We are gathered here today to welcome Lilia.
Did your
Yeah.
character actually say that? Because he would know marriage
No.
stuff.
Oh gosh.
Be like, are you
Dun,
interested
dun,
in maybe joining us for our party?
No, I
I'll
would like.
look very hopeful. I look very happy.
I wouldn't mind.
I like to
It
think
looks
we're
like
all
you-
friends here, and I think you'll be a really good friend. So, more friends is always great.
It doesn't look like you guys have much in the means of healing. I know you have some spells, but I definitely
A
think I
little
could be
bit.
helpful.
But more is always good. More healing is
Mhm.
always good.
As a heads up, I don't like fighting all that much myself, so I'll try to stick to mostly the healing if that's okay with you guys.
It's fine by me. I mean,
Of course,
I'm here for performance, and I'm gonna be like, hi, look at me. I am a bright, shiny distraction, and that's kind of what I do. So
Nihon, what is Aurora doing? You haven't spoken much. Make
What?
sure you're not
I
forgotten
yelled.
in here.
Oh, I'm still here. I'm actually probably
Just
writing a
chilling?
letter to my mother, even though I realize now that it probably is not going to make any sense. Because
we might resolve this before it gets mailed.
right, but it will take a few days, and at least if they pile up, Well, it might actually take a few weeks with how far up in the mountains we are.
Mhm.
So,
Okay.
Vlad's in my chat. He's like, so Lily is the tank? I'm like, no, I would probably say Nihon's the tank.
I'm kind of the tank.
Nihon's the tank.
Nihon's definitely the tank.
Firedale's the muscle.
I'm the bright, shiny ball of charm, and don't hurt me.
Mm-hmm.
The bard.
Yeah.
I'm the ball of fluff.
Yeah, Pika is the stealth.
Yeah, Pika's the stealth, and I guess I'm the heal.
Yep. And
Heals
then
for everyone.
Callan is the stick.
Yes, Calvin is the stick. Morrow stick.
A multitude of rocks that apparently he can magically fling at people.
Mm-hmm.
So would he be more of a bat than a stick at that point?
No, he's Morrow
He's
stick.
a stick that's been turned into a slingshot.
Okay. Fair enough.
He's Morrow stick specifically.
Alright, so I guess we would go down and get
Go say hi to May.
Lilia added to the party
All right.
through May, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
See if May has forgotten us overnight.
So
Yeah, I
you
wonder if it's...
You go up to May and you're like, do you remember us? And she looks at you kind of confusedly and says, yeah, of course I do.
Good, okay, so whatever it is,
she
it's
was
not
kinda-
gonna keep happening.
She was kind of teasing you with the confused look, like, yeah, I remember you now.
If only I was more
Oh.
snarky and more chaotic.
Mhm.
Chaotic anyways, but if I was
Sorry,
snarky,
May.
that's when I wake up and go to the table and say, so who are you all?
Now, to clarify, May, are you just remembering them from when we came up last night and booked rooms, or do you remember the actual first interaction you had with them?
Oh, no, I still don't remember actually signing you guys up. I just remember you coming in yesterday.
Okay. Darn it.
Makes sense.
Sorry.
It's probably
I'm usually
Probably
really good at
just,
remembering things.
it's probably just from everyone we interacted with before we went to that shop.
Mhm.
Yeah,
That would
something
be a good
definitely weird's
inference.
going on.
Yeah, that would be
I
be
think
good
we
to
would have put our
infer.
heads together and figured that out last
Yeah.
night.
Definitely.
Mm-hmm.
At
So
that
everyone
point,
everyone
be
you've
like-
met
yeah.
so far
Yeah.
does not remember.
And I
you.
think it definitely has to do with the pinprick
Oh, almost
stuff
certainly.
with the hand.
Mhm.
So, just not to derail us too much. So, I'm gonna turn to May and be like, "Hey, so I'm the party leader, and as the party leader, we want
Right.
to add Lilia here to our party."
Oh, sure.
Yes, I'd like to join their party, please.
Sure, great. That's easy enough. Let me see. Let me just grab your file. She flips through papers like who was the person who registered you?
It
you
was
just
you. You forgot, but it was
No.
you.
No, it was
No,
not her.
for me.
Okay.
Yeah,
Lilia?
for Lilia.
Ah.
Meteor?
You just point to one of the ladies over there.
I think it was that lady over there at
Oh,
booth
okay.
number 3.
Oh, perfect. So she goes over, gets the paperwork from her, brings it back. Is like, okay, oh, perfect. You're a healer. Oh, nice. All right. And all
I like
done.
to say I specialize in healing.
You are now added to the party. Welcome.
Thank you very much, May.
Of course. Anything I can do to help.
So I guess I look up at Soflin. So what are we doing now?
DM, I don't actually remember what the other two missions were.
So the other two missions, they're
Something about mining.
Right, there was ore in a mine.
Mhm.
Yep, a
And
local
then-
blacksmith wanted help retrieving ore from the mine. And there were reports from the local market owners of some goblins trying to collect tax from them and protection money.
Okay. So what do we want to do first? Do we want to try to go mine some ore, or do we want to go save a town for some
Well-
goblins?
This is out of character
Mhm.
because I need to ask if that was Meteor's intent.
Mm-hmm.
Because in character, we have family members and friends that don't know us. So normally that would be our priority, not these other things that just happen to come up.
Right.
Yeah.
So, in character, that would normally be our current motivation. Was
Yeah.
it intended for you that we ignore that and
That-
focus on the things you gave us?
That is completely up to you guys.
Because we have no
If you guys want to say screw these other 2 quests, then fine.
leads whatsoever outside of down the hole and through
Mhm.
the room.
Well, and I know that we're not equipped to go through the hole right now.
Mm-hmm.
We've already put things in
Definitely
motion
not.
for a more advanced party
To
to
go
go
look
and
for
try
that.
to clear the way.
Yeah, and you guys could try and do some research while you're doing these quests as well, or you
I
could
just
forgo
didn't
the
know if
quests
that
and
was something
research.
that had occurred to you,
Oh yeah,
or
definitely.
if it was intended.
Safflin is actively
Yeah,
trying to
so-
forget that interaction with her mother happened
Mm-hmm.
in the hopes that it will fix itself. Or they will find something that makes it go away. She's
We
trying not
wake
to
up
think about
tomorrow
it right
and it
now.
was all just a dream.
She's
Mhm.
trying not to think about it right now,
Yeah,
yeah.
because she was very close with her mother, so the fact that her mother can't remember her anymore.
So I just wanted to ask that
Mhm.
because new DM, and that was something that
No.
has come up before in
Yeah, that's a
previous
good question.
campaigns where things weren't considered. So I just had to ask to make
Mhm.
sure. Okay, sorry to
Yeah, if
to
one of your
have
characters was
double-checked.
to do an insight check on Safflin right now, you would definitely see that she is trying to hold it together and just
Yeah.
pretend it didn't happen.
Deny.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I think
So-
my thought with my character would be maybe we should pick up something so we can at
Does it
least
fit?
pay for lodging for the night.
Something
Right,
to bring up.
because
Hold on,
lodging
hold
was
on.
expensive.
What
Uh,
Angel's saying?
Moro didn't shake hands with the lady.
Correct.
So did Morrow remember San?
The other way around.
Or
Everyone
No.
that was with
No,
us remembers everybody. We didn't
Yeah.
forget each other, but the
No, but Morrow
guild
was
lady would probably
outside.
remember Moro.
yeah. So
okay. Both
Well,
Would the
questions were
lady
asked
have
earlier.
remembered Morrow?
So, potentially, she might have remembered seeing it, but she wouldn't remember you with it. And
And I know Luna's
your characters
unaffected too.
would also remember that, the Treant Newt did remember you.
Remembered.
The satyr didn't, but the treant did.
Right,
So I figured maybe it's only humanoids that are affected.
right.
Not like you could forget a dire wolf.
Rar.
They may have just forgotten that the dire wolf was with a person.
Mm-hmm.
Who was your owner again?
And of course Luna's
Yeah.
unaffected as well, right? So
And it may honestly be, depending. We don't know the nature of this curse. This curse could very well be they don't remember at all that we exist, or they have a vague recollection that we exist, but they don't remember any interactions with
Mhm.
us. Like, there are a lot of ways this could go, and we just don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
well, your mom didn't know who you were, so
I also
could
was
just-
not physically in front of my mother, so it was a random disembodied voice calling
Yeah.
her mother.
true. But
yeah,
then again,
so Angel, to answer your question, would the mama wolf and cubs remember you guys? You could probably infer that since Moro remembers you, that they might, but you're not sure for sure.
Oh,
You're not
that's checking.
certain. Yeah, you'd have to check.
media users in my
But
chat, if they don't remember you at all, steal the shinies.
I mean, my initial thought was they don't remember me. Let's put on more performances, and if they suck, they won't remember. But unfortunately, May just blew that out of the water because she remembers us from yesterday. So dang it.
She
It-
remembers us from after we put on
Yeah.
our little performance
Well-
before that.
Wouldn't that be convenient?
I know. I'm just
everyone
let's
forgets
just put
you
on all the
after.
performances. They forget that they spent all their money on our performance. we
Every
do
day.
it again.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Or
right?
or you can charm someone and the next day they forget.
Right.
That would have been
I-
really
I-
convenient.
There is something I would like to point out, though, because I
Mhm.
know San said to Moro, when I whistle, come. I believe the poking from the handshake came after San said, when I whistle, come. So Moro would
Mhm.
obviously remember, right?
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, you can tell
Okay.
that Moro
that's
remembers you guys.
Point, Pika. My ogre friend doesn't remember us anymore. Oh.
Or he does because it happened before that, since the tree remembered us. Oh, never mind. Nope, you're right. Because what's his face forgot us.
It happened at the magic shop.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Hey, on the upside, your friend that
Yeah, Ogre
would
won't
remember
remember.
that you did something really, really mean to him no longer remembers that you did something really, really mean to him.
But I did something nice to him too after.
Wait, who is this?
The
Ogre.
ogre that I
That she
convinced.
charmed.
That
Yeah,
I
Oh,
charmed
yeah.
charmed
and
orc.
sent him
Yep. So
sent him
now,
home
so now
with
he's just,
flowers
so
to
now he's just
not
like,
murder
why
the
do I have
treant.
these flowers?
Yeah. Like I set him on a path to sell flowers instead of murdering treants for parts.
Mm-hmm.
To
What am I
not
gonna
have him
do with
go
all
after
these
the
flowers
treant
now?
again. So maybe he might go after the treant again now. This is terrible.
There is
This-
a satyr who's feeling better, but yeah.
This is terrible, you guys.
What am I going to do with all those extra flowers now?
Considering the flowers, since they
They're
were
still-
poison, but they're
still
normally,
good for poisons.
well, I was going to say normally things, out of character, just normal real world stuff. Things that are good for poisons are usually also good to treat said poisons in
Yep.
old timey text and everything. So
Yeah.
we may want
You
to
could
go
use
to
them
the
to make antidotes?
to the
Type
of
herbal
thing?
shop to ask them. We were sent
They
to
will
retrieve
purchase them?
these. We found out these are for poison. Is there something we can do with them, or should we just get rid of them?
Right. Are you interested in purchasing some
Right.
of these flowers because our would-be buyers ran away?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be a good place to try and
I'm fine with
Maybe
that.
Sell
off
them.
to
I'm
the
still gonna hold
apothecary.
some back because we have a member of the party now that has the herbalism kit. Maybe they'll learn how to use it later. So I'll hold some back for that.
I have 2 herbalism kits.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. And since you're
I bought a
medicinally
second.
trained, you could potentially learn how to craft the antidotes later with that
Yep.
kit.
Yes. Sounds like a good idea.
So it sounds like some of us want to go to the medicine shop, and some of us want to go to the library to do research,
Okay.
or because Pika, I'm reading Pika.
All
I
right,
think I'd like to go to the apothecary.
Okay.
Yeah, I
I'm
will
going with
also.
my best friend and my best friend.
Yep, I am also going to the apothecary
All right.
because
And if my
Saplin's
best
not
friends
ready to
decide
think
to
about this
split
first
up,
right
I'm going to
now.
hold on to both of them until one of them wins.
San is going to the library, she says.
Yeah,
Aurora?
I wouldn't mind checking in the library after, but I want to go to the apothecary first.
Aurora, where are you wanting to go?
So
I'm
Pika can get
interested
a
in
head start.
possibly.
Um,
I'm interested in possibly learning how to do an antidote if possible.
Mhm.
Sorry, I got distracted for just a moment. Where were my options again?
Apothecary,
Apothecary or library?
something else.
Library.
Something else entirely.
Okay. And I think Callan would go to the library as well.
Okay.
He likes books.
He has to. Moro insists.
He's the high end character
Drag Callan's step.
among all of us, so that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Would an apothecary sell books on different antidotes and how to make them?
They probably
yeah,
have some kind
they
of
probably
training
could.
primer.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that. They had to learn their trade somehow.
I wonder
Teach everybody
if
they can't make money.
I wonder if I would I
It
have
could
something like
be-
that on me?
I
Just
mean,
Or would
they
I have
might
to
be
buy?
able to sell a basic training guide for low level stuff for a decent chunk of change.
Mm-hmm.
Is something like that in your list of what you gave to Meteor?
It may not be on his in particular, but it's generally just a tome.
Yeah, just a little
Uh,
guidebook.
You could
It's
also
just a little
potentially
DM.
check one out from a library.
Yeah, it's depending on if there's one there. Yeah.
My problem is I don't know if I'd want to borrow from library or have one for me to just
Right.
keep.
Yep, that would be up to you.
Because I would want to write in it and study it
What
and
might be a good idea is maybe we go to the apothecary and maybe you stop by somewhere and purchase like a blank book and you scribe whatever you find in the library into your book.
true. That would
You
actually
can-
probably be better.
You can't find one to purchase. Make yourself a copy.
You make your own. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
That would make sense. That is a good thought. So I would say go to the apothecary, see what they have. If they don't have anything, grab a book.
If you can't buy it,
Grab a blank notebook.
Yep, just go to the general
And-
store, grab a blank book.
Maybe the apothecary guy would let me borrow the book on occasion and write down some stuff.
Yeah.
Some of the books that he has.
It would be worth
Potentially
an
for
ask.
a price, they might be willing to train you on a particular skill.
That's true too.
If not now, maybe later. Build that
If I make
relationship.
friends with him.
Build that relationship. Mm-hmm.
so what are we doing?
So
Apothecary.
it sounds like we're splitting. So you, I, and Lilia are going to the apothecary. The rest of the group is heading to the library.
Let's see.
We'll meet them at the library after. That way they can get a head start.
Yep.
So we'll all meet at the library after.
Yep. Sweesh,
Okay.
sweesh, sweesh. Sorry, I'm watching
I
my
don't know
tail.
if it's on
I am too.
Meteor's list specifically, but I do have in my list overall books that I could help him price, calligrapher set that I could help him price if needed, paper, parchment.
Yeah, I'm pulling up the list now.
I have all of that on my list that I was working on.
Like a leather-bound book? Like a blank one or like tomes?
Well, the only specification that they typically go in with books other than just books are like spell books.
Okay, so a book
So-
would just be like a leather-bound writing book.
Yeah,
Yeah,
wizards
it
have
could-
to buy special books to write their spells in.
Yeah,
Yep, they do.
that's why the spell book is specified.
Yep.
Okay.
Because
Awesome.
it's magical parchment, essentially, that allows them to transcribe their spells.
Angel, you're gonna try and steal some things as you go?
He said looks for books, not steal.
She said she pockets a few shiny things as we go.
Oh.
Trying to.
Okay.
She
You,
doesn't.
with an
doesn't
8,
look
you
like it worked out.
you try and pick someone's pocket and you just kind of trip into them. And they're like, "Hey, watch it!" So, no loot. Alright, we'll do the apothecary or the medicine shop first.
So yeah, I would normally say walking around town with a large direwolf wouldn't be that, forgettable, but
That definitely wouldn't be stealthy either.
well, no, it's the forgettable bit, we've already been proved wrong. So
Yeah.
So hold on. Out of character question for a sec.
Yep.
So you said possibly just a book and you said something about a calligraphy set, Lily?
Yes.
What
Yep.
else would I need for possibly scribing out things? That's it? A book and a
That would
calligraphy
really
set?
be it, because your calligraphy
something to
set
write
would
with
be.
and something to write on.
Yeah, that would take
Yeah,
care of it
that's it.
for you. That would be it. Give you your quill, your pots of ink.
Okay.
You just have to hope that your backpack doesn't end up, a deep dark black inside.
Because that way you're not buying like bottles of ink separately and everything necessarily. If you need to buy them separately, you can.
Apparently Pika stole a quill.
You stole a quill if that helps.
Yep.
She stole a
Back
quill
at-
from the library.
Back at the see, that shows you how good it was. Even the DM didn't see it. I saw it. It was at the guild desk.
Right, and if a book is too pricey right now, you could always buy just separate papers or parchment and bind them together yourself.
Or write them into the book later.
Yes.
Now, just general information for you, Bananas, since you're not used to D&D. A lot of the stuff that you're discussing about in the book is covered under your knowledge and your history of things. So that's all in the medicine skill check.
It's
is all
character
that
knowledge
stuff.
that you
Yeah.
would have. Like, what I would actually recommend you do if you don't want to purchase a full book, just because books are a little pricey for written books, unless Meteor is homebrewing or house ruling a cheaper notebook cost, buy paper and buy a map or a scroll case and improvise a book.
'Cause you can write on a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Just like
Because
parchment.
you can get
yeah.
one gold piece case that holds 10 papers or 5 parchments, and you could just buy papers and parchments for relatively cheap for silver.
Yeah,
And how much
buying
would
like a
physical
notebook,
book?
buying a notebook of some sort would not be that expensive. It'd be pretty cheap.
Okay. Yeah,
Yeah,
because
'cause I think-
normally your quills are like 2 copper.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just
It's the good
so-
paper that costs.
because I don't
good
think she'd
money.
need parchment. Parchment would be more for spells. She'd just
Right.
need basic paper, and that's gonna be
parchment
that's gonna be cheap.
is for your spells, your contracts, or if you want like a formal map.
Thank you, Angel.
I think with me, with with my character background, I think having a physical book to write stuff in would be kind of a thing that I would lean more towards than just sheets of paper because of the journal book that I carry with me that's sentimental.
Right.
So writing things down in my mind is in a physical book more important.
Mm-hmm. All right, so
Because you guys have no idea about my journal right now.
Okay, so apothecary
Yep.
and then bookshop if there is one nearby.
If he doesn't have a book, that would help me.
Right.
all right,
pay
so
for.
you go into the apothecary, the three of you. You guys all split up. Who was it? Aurora, Callan,
split up,
and
gang.
San all go to the library. Lilia, Curio,
Here's a
and
question.
Saflin go to the apothecary. It's basically the same medicine shop that you were in before.
Here's a question.
I did a perception check. I'm
Will
hoping
he
to-
remember them?
Well, I'm
Yeah,
hoping
we
to
were
look
literally
around the
there
shop.
yesterday.
Yeah, we were there after.
Yeah, we went there after.
That was after the handshake.
Was it?
Yes.
Then how
Uh,
didn't think Pika went in for the handshake.
so
That
you
was
guys,
before the handshake.
You guys went in for a second and then went
We
back
picked up
out
the
and
healing
over to
things
there.
before the handshake. Okay.
Yeah.
That's true. Yeah,
Yep.
because we grabbed it
Yeah.
there. That's right.
You got the
Okay.
healing things before you
Before
went
you
down
guys
to the
went
basement.
to the shop.
Yep.
At the same time, it's kind of irrelevant if they remember us right now.
Right.
Yeah, also true.
They'll remember me, but they won't remember you guys with the
It's
whole
not relevant.
medicine and everything
It doesn't
yesterday.
matter.
All right. So you guys make your way back to what was the perception roll for?
The perception roll was so I could look around and see if I immediately saw any tomes on display or primers.
Not in one of the like outside markets. You wouldn't.
Well, no, I was saying when we entered the
Inside the
apothecary.
Gotcha.
apothecary.
Like just immediate, just look around, glance while walking in.
Okay. Probably not like in the main area, but you could definitely inquire. You don't see anything
They might
right
have
off.
something behind the desk, right?
There's nothing in the window,
Yeah.
essentially.
Right.
Gotcha. Okay.
Because the things he would be displaying is probably more actual medicine. So you go in, and Lilia, I assume you go up to him, since he would likely remember you. And he actually sees you coming. He's like, "Hey, my favorite customer! You're back already. Here to buy
Yes,
more?"
we are.
He's Italian.
Possibly, sir. So I guess I'd be asking if he had any basic books on what potion making.
And I'll nudge
Potion or,
Lilia. Out
or
of-
antidote making, yeah.
On antidote making.
And I'll nudge Lilia with my elbow and then point at the flower in Safflin's hair and say, "Don't forget to ask about those."
Oh, yes, thank you, Curio.
So you're after a book on antidotes, you say? Antidotes and
Yes.
potions?
Yes, because we noticed that this flower, pointing to Safflin's hair, has poison properties. I was wondering if I could maybe learn a thing or two about maybe making antidotes with it.
Oh, I see. Hang on. Let me go in the back. I'll be right back.
Okay, thank you.
He goes in the back for a minute, and then
And yes, he does speak
when
he does sound Italian.
when he comes back out, he is holding this like ratty old book, and he's like, "This was my book. I recently replaced it, and I don't really need this one anymore. I could just give this one to you if you're interested. It's not in the best of shape, but
If you're willing to do that, I would absolutely appreciate it.
yeah, for a repeat customer like you, as long as you keep coming back."
Oh, I definitely will be.
All right, yeah. Here you go.
Yeah.
And did your new friends need anything as well?
Yes,
Yes,
I'm going to chime in
Okay.
because
Okay.
I know that Curio poked Lilia about selling flowers, but I was kind of hoping to bring that up just because I'm persuasive and I
Okay.
wanted to.
You definitely didn't mention it. So.
I believe my friend here has some questions she wants to ask you, sir.
Oh,
Yeah,
all
so
right.
I was
And I'll nod.
going to
I'll
again
nod
point
too.
point at the flower in my horns and be like, so we managed to come across a good quantity of these, and we were wondering if perhaps there was a way that you could if you were interested in them, if we could maybe sell them to you.
Oh, of course I could buy some. My accent's all over the place. How many is a good quantity?
Let's see. We gave them
He's an
25,
Italian
which
Indian.
means I have 75 left. I'm holding back some
Yeah,
for
so
Nene
you-
to practice with.
Yeah, so after giving I believe you gave 25 to the magic
People who
shop
ran
owner.
off, correct. I wrote it down. And we had picked 100.
Mm-hmm.
So there
you
should be
have
75.
left.
Right, and I'm going to hold back probably about 15 for Nene
Okay.
to practice with.
So that would be 60?
Yeah.
Okay, so for 60...
Oh, and I'm holding back 1 for the flower pressing. But we'll assume that's one of the ones, like,
I
one of
mean,
the
you could
ones in
use
my
the one in your
horns.
hair.
Yeah, we'll just assume for simplicity that's the one in my horn. So,
All right, for
Sorry about
60, he would probably give you 4 gold for him. So I
Is
could
that
do a lot.
what they're worth?
They'd probably be worth like a silver or 2 each. So with so it'd be like 1 gold per 10.
that's honestly a fair price. Probably.
I was just asking because of that. Yeah. Okay.
Yep.
Yeah, that honestly, I guess would it be a nature or an investigation check to kind of make sure that we have the character knowledge that that's a good price, or would that just be kind of known from our previous?
I think your characters would trust him, seeing as how he just gave you this other book. He doesn't seem like the type
Yeah, he
to
just
try
did
and
us a
swindle
favor.
you. Yeah.
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 You would be fairly trusting of him after he just gave her this book for nothing.
Yeah, so I'll go ahead and I'll I'm fine with that pricing. That's fine.
What is
So
the
I'll
book
hand
called
over
that he
the
gave
flowers.
you? I don't have a specific name for the
101
book.
ways to use her.
It's just your basic.
Herbalism book.
Yeah.
Yeah, just add it
It's
as a custom
more-
item.
It's not necessarily like a general herbalism book. It's more geared towards antidote making.
It's his personal antidote journal.
Mavis
Yeah, so
can teach his
this probably
antidotes.
has like some of his own notes in it too. So this is going to be really good for your character
Okay,
if they're trying to learn.
how do I add?
If you go to your inventory,
You can probably
and
just
you
add
look-
it in your notes.
yeah, you can add it as an other possession, which is what I've been doing. You could just write in whatever you'd like.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, like literally in other possessions.
Yep.
Uh-huh.
Okay.
Where your
That's where I
journal
have
should
my
be,
bag
too.
of assorted rocks from my tourist visit
Mm-hmm.
with a merchant who now also does not remember who I am.
Yep.
Does not recall selling me shiny rocks.
I gave her shiny rocks, too.
Yeah, you did.
She doesn't remember.
She doesn't remember. She's like, "Where'd this one come from?" and tosses it aside.
Curiosity, as an
Uh-huh.
out of person question. What's
An
the
out of
merchant's name from Antidote Shop?
Oh, that's a good question.
Nene would know. She's a regular here, remember?
Mm-hmm.
I'd say
Uh,
Nene can name it in that case. And Meteor doesn't have
Angel
anything
says
ready.
Clint. Is that what I named him before, Angel? Clint?
Was he given a name?
No clue.
Nope.
Oh, okay.
He was not named before.
His name is
Carrie. Carrie. Name him Carrie.
Gary?
Carrie.
Oh, please
Harry?
no. My mind is saying Arthur for some reason. I don't know why.
I mean, I'm fine with Arthur.
Arthur Carey.
Professor Oak.
Name him Rowan.
Sure, let's go with
Oh.
Rowan.
I liked Arthur Carey easier.
Name
Sounds like
him for a
something a kid
magical
would
tree.
name the
This seems
apothecary shop.
appropriate.
Yeah.
The funny thing, the character in my last D&D game who acted all princessy, her name was Rowan.
Oh.
Well, Rowan or Rowan? Like an A or an E?
I believe it was an A. But
Well,
yeah.
His will be an A.
It's a type of magical tree. Tree with magic properties.
So
I
it's
have to write that down in my
ROWAN.
notes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Arthur
Um,
Carey's apothecary. Oh,
alright,
come
we
on.
got the
So I kind of
fork
want to
out.
ask Rowan if he happens to know in this book, is there anything to do antidote wise with the dream lilies that he could point out?
He points you to a couple pages about poison antidotes. It's like, you could probably look at this section here, and that'll tell you what you need to know. It's not
Thank
going.
you very much, Rowan.
The book isn't going to like say specific ones. It's going to like teach you how to make antidotes for like anything.
Okay.
Like basic things. Like it's not going to say for a dream lily you need to do this, 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 and this. It's going to say for creating an antidote, these are the types of things you need to know. These are the types of things you need to do.
You
This
have to hold your
process
tongue
you
to
need-
the left, stir the pot 3 times, then add the not before, after.
So I'm guessing based on what Lily just posted in there, I have to read that.
I mean, you could. It basically just
Oh, there's
is the
actually-
description of a dream lily, which is what we figured out from our nature check previously. Which this is actually the liquid form rather than the flower. So this is the actual poison.
That's the extract.
This is the poison you would be creating an antidote for, essentially. This is the
Yeah.
poison it's used in.
Okay.
So once it's refined and made into a poison, it would cost 1 gold.
Okay.
And the antidote costs 2.
Yeah.
I guess if I got proficient at it, I could always make antidotes and
Yeah,
see
you
if he
can.
would buy them too, right?
Oh yeah, definitely.
If you got really proficient in it,
If they're good
make
enough, he'd probably buy them from you.
the antidote to the antidote.
Alright, so is there anything else you guys are wanting to peruse here or talk to him
Note
about?
to the library.
I've got my book, and that's all I was really wondering about.
Alright, so
Get the other people in here.
you got your book, you sold the flowers, and still kept some behind for her to practice with.
Yep, get the other people in here. 30 minutes,
Yep.
be here.
Library.
Alright, so library. The three of
We
you
got
are
time.
I
not...
want to say thank you to
here yet.
Rowan and then tell him we're leaving to see him
Yeah.
again soon. We want to be nice.
Yeah, you
I
leave
mean-
courteously and
Yeah, for
express
speed's
gratitude,
sake,
yeah.
we assume we do all the social niceties.
Yeah.
yeah,
Yes.
you don't just leave.
I don't shake hands.
So now we are switching over to Aurora, Sun, and Callan at the library.
Yes.
So what... You guys go to the local library. It's not that hard to find. It's one of the bigger buildings. And it's near the guild hall, so you don't have to
We
travel
jump back
too
in
far.
time because this is what y'all would have been doing while we were going to the other place.
Correct. So you go into the library. What are you trying to research? Like, what is it you're looking for in the library?
That's a good question. I didn't think about that.
Look for books on curses and blood magic.
Yes.
Book of Thieves, 1001 Ways to Nab a Coin. Heads up meter, you'd still like to pick
I
up
would
your own
I would
book and
say
quill
yeah,
after, if that's
books
good.
on
Yeah.
curses and blood magic would be a good start.
Benani, we'll say on your way to the library after that, you find a stall that's selling like some notebooks and such
Hey.
for 2 silver.
Notebook for 2 silver, and then so in total, how much do I spend? Out of curiosity.
For that stuff, just 2 silver.
So book and quill 2 silver. Okay.
Yep.
Okay.
They're just standard things. So you're looking for books on curses and blood magic. Okay. So you do find a book on curses. You don't really find too much on blood magic. Well, actually, roll. I guess I should have you roll investigation. See what you find.
Passive investigation or active?
Active. All right. So I'll have Callan roll as well. What's his investigation? Plus
How do I add a quill to inventory?
It's listed as ink pen.
All right, so he gets a 12.
You said what, ink?
Ink pen.
Okay.
All right. So yeah, you sorry. You find a book on curses. And you all are kind of crowded around it at the table looking it over. And none of the ones you're seeing in the book really, with a 9, a 10, and a 12, you're not specifically finding anything like this one that like quite matches this. Like you're finding plenty of curses in here, but nothing really to report back to the others. And now while you're all sitting down reading these obscure books, yeah, you can search for obscure books, and while you're searching, the rest of them arrive, and you all can help look now. So we'll roll 14. Very nice. Oh, ha! Callan rolls a nat
Alan
20.
should be good at this. Nice.
Callan rolls a nat 20. Okay. So Callan finds a book on everything you could possibly want to know about curses, is what the book is called. And
How convenient.
So
Everything you wanted to know but were afraid to ask about being cursed.
right. So while looking through this book, he finds an entry about a group of people who are kind of proficient at curses, curing them, casting them. It's kind of what they're all about. And it lists these people as the Vistani.
We've encountered that name before.
Mm-hmm.
Thinks back to the note that we handed over to May.
Yeah, the note mentioned exterminating the Vistani. Good Callan stick. So he calls you all over and says, this book here talks about the Vistani. That's what was on that note, right? It says they're really good at dealing with curses.
Sounds right.
Maybe we should find them and talk to them. See what they could tell us about this curse.
Does the book mention anything about where we would find them?
This book does not, because this is more focused on the curses themselves. You could look for a book on Vistani, though.
Okay, I would like to do that.
Okay. Go ahead, roll another investigation. And anyone who wants to can. So 13, 18, Lilia.
Oh, Lilia.
Very good.
Oh, did we all catch up already?
Yes, you are all
Yes.
caught up.
Yeah, we were rolling in the last round because we had joined them. They got one roll without us.
Yep.
Okay.
So in the time it took them to search like through one book, is basically how long it took you guys to go to the other place. So.
I didn't find one. I was too busy distracted by a swishy tail.
Yes, and I was kind of distracted by other things, but oh
Yeah,
wow.
with the nat one. You were looking at pictures of cats. You found a cat book and were very enthralled by it. Lilia,
Found an ancient calendar that says just hang in there.
Lilia, though,
Okay,
does
so
find
what do I find out?
a book on the Vistani. So the
Ooh.
Vistani are basically they're like Romanis, or for lack of a better term, gypsies. Even though it's kind of like a slur, but that's basically what they are. They're like the Romani people, who.
So they're nomadic.
Yes, they are nomadic. They just kind of travel from place to place in groups, and they specialize. Their entire people specialize in, like protections against curses and that sort of thing. It's kind of their shtick. If you need to know something about a curse, you want to talk to a Vistani.
I'm guessing the Vistani are not the bad people. It's the people who are trying to kill the Vistani that are the bad people.
We said that they wanted
And-
to kill the Vistani, so I would say that's
Assume,
correct.
yes.
And with the 18, you do find like a picture of Vistani in the book, and they are dressed similarly to Alenka, to how she was dressed.
He's wanting to kill her own type of people?
I mean, I could see that. Typically, if you have a race of people who focus on curses and curse breaking, there might be some that would be more interested in placing curses than curse breaking.
Mm-hmm.
I could see that.
And so if she was the one that cursed you, then that could explain how she knew how to do it if she was part of that tribe.
Would make sense.
But
I'm wondering if
why?
this is a book we should maybe look into loaning out.
Yeah, you could definitely do that.
I mean, I think at this point we're not so much worried about reading more about the Vistani as much as finding where they are.
Mm-hmm. Because since
So
they're nomadic,
unless
you would
this
need
book
to
gives us that,
find someone who
Is there
has
something I
heard of where they
can
are.
roll? Well, I guess I was going to say, is there something I could roll that maybe describes out their nomadic patterns of where they
Knowledge of
maybe they
trade routes.
So the book, looking through the book, it would tell you that they tend to be around larger cities. They tend to like set up camp near bigger populations.
And Pika wants to look around. Son wants to look around just to see if anyone is watching and rolled an 18 perception.
No one's paying you any mind at the moment.
okay.
The library is fairly empty. It's a library. It's not the most hopping
So-
place.
Maybe then you said there was a book on curses and what?
Callan found a book on everything you could want to know about curses. And then you have the book on the Vistani.
Maybe should we be looking through the one that Kellen has? Or looking for
if
somebody.
all he found was that the Vistani are really good about dealing with curses,
Maybe we should be looking for the Vistani.
Mm-hmm.
right? I think that's kind of why we went on that branch.
Son wants to go find a map because
Yeah.
she's
You can-
reasoned that they would probably be around the next big city. So knowing
Sure.
where the next big city would be helpful.
Well, and we can ask around this town as well.
Do you
Because
think
if they have a common travel route, and if this town is somehow part of it, they may have come through, and
Do
they
you
may know
think-
where they're going.
maybe asking somebody like Rowan would help or May?
I
If
don't
they've-
know. I don't know if
you
Rowan
could-
in particular would be a good person to ask. May might. Just any. I think maybe I'd want to ask somebody that's more likely to deal with people coming in, which would be any tavern owner.
I mean, he's a potion shop
Alright.
though. But yeah,
They may brew their own potions. They may not need him.
true.
So this is the map you found.
So where are we?
So you
We're
guys
in.
are in Rockport.
Right. Yeah,
Can
'cause
you
that's
add
where I
that
told
to
my
our
mom I was
notes?
heading.
Okay.
I believe I pinned it in Discord a while back. Let me see. Hi, Abby. Yeah,
Rockport?
if you look
Okay.
at the D&D group Discord, it is pinned there for you.
Okay.
So you can take a closer look at it there. So right in the center there, at that mountain range, that's kind of surrounding the lake with the island in it. Right on the right side, that is where Rockfort is, and that is where you guys are currently. Yes.
Okay, so what would be the easier place to go to?
So on the
I
map,
guess probably finding out if there's any near us would be the easiest first, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I would ask if there's a known travel route, if they come through this town and go anywhere else, and then go from there just to make sure. Because Celestis might be a nearby place, like Pika's saying, but if they're not there during this time of year, it may not do much help.
right.
Not to mention there's a mountain range that we'd have to.
Right, we'd have to travel through a mountain range.
And rivers
Yeah,
to
so
cross.
while looking at the map, you see there are 3 main cities marked on it. There are other smaller cities strewn throughout, but right here is a city called Celestis. Up here is the city of Buckton. And over here is the city of Donnelly. So Celestis is looks to be like an elven city. Buckton is like a human city. And whoops, I was actually moving that around on there. My bad. And then Donnelly was sorry, you're looking for pictures of the Vistani more on distinct looks.
You said that they dressed like the
Like,
shop girl, like Alanka, I think is how you said her name.
Alenka.
Alenka.
Mhm.
They dressed
So they
like
kind
her,
of
so
have
they
like
would all.
flowy outfits. Think of your typical like stereotypical Romani. They kind of have like flowy outfits and look fairly humanoid. Yeah,
yeah.
long hair. I can try and get a better picture for you.
I mean, I have some like the actual D&D picture of Basanti up on my screen.
Yeah, that's pretty much what I'm going after is that one.
They look like the stereotypical of what you would say the old word, as Meteor mentioned, kind of a
Yeah.
slur, but the stereotypical gypsy as you would see depicted in old imagery.
Right.
How bad would it be if I ripped the paper with the picture out of the book?
Sure.
In the library,
Yeah.
totally up to you. Do it.
Can one of us attempt to draw it first? I believe that's
mean-
technically a performance check.
That wasn't me saying I'd actually do it. That was just a random ass question.
Who did
I
you
don't
ask
know.
this to?
Just in general, would it be bad if I ripped it out of the book to take it with us?
There you go.
I
If you
would
guys
assume
check
that
your
it's general
journals,
common knowledge that ripping something out of a book in a library is a bad idea.
if you guys check your journals now, you should see the picture that's in the book.
That helps.
Mhm. So they
Perfect
they
picture.
often occupy these like fancy carriage looking things, colorful outfits, very flowy.
I is curious now.
So
Performance.
similar outfits to Saplin's.
No rip the book.
Kind of that performer's trade, very brightly colored.
So
You
yeah,
know?
you rip this page out of the book and you take it with you. That's fine.
Yeah, I don't want to rip it. I want her to. Well, fine.
Or copy it, whichever one.
We have the
Well-
information.
Lily said if somebody could try and draw it first.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Who would be best at drawing?
I figure most forms of artistry tend to be performance checks. Or dexterity, maybe.
And also for your guys' reference, right here is kind of the area where the treant was. Because you left the town and went to the left.
Kika's already rolled to rip the page and put it in their pocket
Okay,
with a sleight of hand.
perfect. Yeah, you rip it and it comes out beautifully. And you have the ripped page. You could definitely ask Newt. Yeah.
Who is Newt?
We
Newt
don't
is the
try.
tree ant.
We can try. I don't know how much tree ants travel.
Right. Well, they may have. He maybe have seen them pass
Maybe he
through?
has connections to a root system that may have seen something. Who knows?
Mm-hmm.
I'm going
Unless
to
they
see
maybe
if
has.
I read about it in the past.
I was thinking maybe he may have physically seen them come through, because if they brew their own potions, they may have come through looking for dream lilies.
History check. That's pretty good. That's a nat 20.
Nat 20 on hit. So yeah, you've actually surprisingly read about them before.
Hey. What time is the nearest place we should head towards?
That sort of information you wouldn't, because they're so nomadic. The most you would know is that they tend to be outside of major cities, because they don't offer their services for free, so they want to be around people so that they can sell their trade to them.
Yeah. So I shall share this information.
So you could try and ask around town, ask someone you know, ask someone you don't know, if they have heard of a Vistani camp anywhere. Would asking the local thieves help? You know thieves camp. That could be a definite way to get some information.
How would
Thieves
you
tend to
know
have
the
their ear to the
thieves,
ground.
though? How would
So
you know if somebody's a thief?
It's an inside thing.
So
Oh.
as a rogue,
there are
she knows.
organizations.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, as a rogue, she knows a language called thieves can't. So it's basically this secret made-up language that only thieves speak. So she can
Might
leave.
leave marks.
Yeah, she could leave a
Point
mark
them to
somewhere.
each other, etc.
Yeah, she could leave some sort of symbols like on a wall somewhere, and a thief would be able to read that and be like, "This person over here needs information. They're a thief like me."
Alternatively, she could read existing marks to "This is a hideout."
Correct.
And go visit.
Yep.
Yeah.
So she would be able to see those marks and follow them.
Right.
Or go to a seedy bar.
So I think Pika is gonna go and do that. I think Lillian mentioned she still wanted to pick up a blank book.
She said I picked that up on the way.
Yep, she got that already.
Okay, so you got it.
Took the money out.
Okay.
I took the money out and put it into my inventory.
Okay.
So yeah, so Newt would be a good one to talk to. You could try talking to the local thieves guild.
I wonder if Newt would be able to detect anything funny.
On you guys?
Well, on them, yeah.
Mm.
Because he's the only one who can remember, right?
Right.
Besides me.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of surprised he wouldn't have said anything, but who knows?
You
It's
never
just
asked.
like the spell. You don't have to take magic going 24/7.
Right.
You only do it when you think you need to.
So I think this is a good stopping place. So,
Yep.
For next week, you guys can think of where you want to go, who you want to talk to, if you want to do the other 2 quests or not. And yeah.
That just looking at the currency amounts that we have and how expensive it is to stay anywhere.
Mm-hmm.
Question.
We need some income.
Typically, how much is it to buy a residence? I'm
A
guessing really expensive.
lot.
Could we find like some abandoned warehouse and just take it over?
You do know of an abandoned place.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we
I
do
don't
know of
really
an
wanna-
abandoned building.
I don't really want to squat in a place where there's a bunch of mimics and there's going to be high-level adventurers rolling
Yeah,
through to
that's
clear
what
it
I was going
out.
to say. We've also sent people there.
Yeah, I'm not talking that abandoned building. I'm wondering if later
I
if we should
mean-
explore and see if there's somewhere where we could.
That's usually something that is much
Later.
later in a campaign. Because usually, once you've done a bit of adventuring, you make more money than most normal people see in a lifetime, and then you
Exactly.
can work on that.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually not an immediate thing. You usually are roughing it for a while.
I'm
We're
wondering
all
if we
really
should
good
also.
in nature.
Yeah, we're all very nature-based or survivalists, so we'd all be fine roughing it for a
Right.
bit.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah,
we want to stay at a tavern in a city, we'll want some money.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like I was gonna say maybe we should at least try to. I wouldn't say maybe the was it ogre quest? I think maybe the mining quest to at least get more coin might be the easier one to
Mhm.
handle.
Honestly, I wouldn't be opposed to dealing with the goblin quest, even though it's more
Goblin.
combat oriented, which you're not fond of, because saving a town from goblins could get us some goodwill and possible freebies from grateful townsfolk, which would
Especially because it's the
result in a free
merchants.
place to stay.
It's the merchants that are wanting that done.
Mm-hmm. And both of those quests
And
do pay
info.
out 10 gold each.
Because we could then foster relationships with this village that we're saving, and maybe they have information. We don't know. You know?
All right.
Cedia Hotel, backpackers.
So we're going to
Inn,
go ahead
campsite.
and end the stream here. So for those of you watching, I hope y'all enjoyed
The Guardians of Rockfell.
this episode 3. And tune in next time to see what more they can find.
Dun dun dun.
Bye-bye.
Dun dun dun.
You forgot the
Bye-bye.
music, Meteor.
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
let's
forgot the music
Let's play
again.
some music.
Hi, everybody.
It's time to play Whack-A-Meteor.
Thank you for the whack meter.
Whack a meteor.
I don't even hear it.
Whack him all the time.
Here.
Meteor, read your chat. Meteor.
All right. Bye, guys.